Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're immersing ourselves in a source that's really quite unique.
It really is.
It's like a detailed blueprint for life,
Mm-hmm.
a very specific relationship pitch, and, well, a broad societal critique all rolled into one.
Yeah.
We're looking at the transcript from a YouTube channel called Vegas Ventures, specifically a video titled Beyond the Bad Rap, Finding a Black Man Who Wants Family and Legacy.
And this isn't just, another dating video. It's much more, it feels like a high-stakes manifesto.
Right.
Our mission today is really to cut through the noise, give you a shortcut to understanding the core arguments driving this very, very specific appeal.
Mm-hmm.
So we're unpacking his critique of modern dating, the economic argument he makes for partnership, and these highly prescriptive requirements for building the family legacy he wants.
Absolutely. And what makes this deep dive, I think, so compelling is that immediate tension you feel.
Yes.
I mean, this is a deeply personal ad, right?
Yes.
Seeking just one individual partner.
On a person.
Yet he uses that search as a springboard to tackle these huge societal narratives.
Yeah.
We're talking race, fatherhood, media representation, even traditional gender roles.
It's like an individual acting almost as a cultural commentator through his own personal ad.
Exactly.
It really forces us, and you listening, to confront how our personal hopes, our aspirations are shaped by these broad cultural perceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And what's fascinating right from the start is the immediate link the author draws between those negative narratives about Black men.
Yeah, the bad rap, he calls it.
Precisely. Between that bad rap and the dysfunction he sees in the dating world today, he's suggesting these big media portrayals act as a kind of invisible barrier to finding a real partnership.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
So the source really wastes no time. It jumps straight into this critique of what he calls the bad rap Black men face in America.
Mm-hmm.
He argues that despite the historical reality, and he notes, they've been everything from slaves to president, the mainstream media continually pushes what he terms the ugliest narratives.
And he gets specific about those narratives, doesn't he?
He does.
He lists 3 pervasive stereotypes: deadbeat fathers, uneducated, and jailbirds.
Right.
And the author's claim is basically that this relentless focus creates a huge disadvantage. It essentially poisons the well, making the search for a serious, committed partner just unnecessarily difficult. Demoralizing, even.
It's a really powerful opening because he frames his own search not just as like a romantic quest.
No, it's more than that.
But as an attempt to actively correct this cultural distortion. He's essentially saying, look, the man you're told exists, that's not me, and I'm looking for a partner who can see past that highly publicized caricature.
Exactly. So this cultural correction, that's kind of the first pillar.
Right.
And the author uses this context to transition straight into his solution. Skipping the chaos, he calls, popping the balloon on dating apps, and seeking what he defines as a real prosperity partner. So he's elevating the partnership beyond just romance. It's a joint venture, building wealth, building reputation together.
And within that joint venture, the roles are very sharply defined.
Very.
The desired man, which is himself in this pitch, is required to be a future father, a wealth pursuer, and crucially, a faithful companion.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this move toward, quite rigid roles is a really clear rejection of what the author labels a throwaway society.
Interesting phrase.
Yeah. The emphasis on legacy and permanence, it means the goal isn't just dating or temporary cohabitation. It's creating something that lasts.
Enduring.
And that goal, in his view, necessitates clear long-term responsibilities for both people involved.
Which brings us neatly to the expected role of the woman in this partnership. She's asked to skip the usual, dating games and become the helpmeet they were created to be, focusing exclusively on building a serious union that works.
That language, helpmeet, it's deliberately old school.
It really stands out.
And the challenge is thrown down immediately. Who is willing to commit to this kind of union no matter what anyone else thinks?
It's a call for, radical commitment that definitely pushes against modern individualism.
It does. But what's interesting is how he immediately links this more traditional view of partnership directly to the harsh realities of today's economy.
Right. It's not just moral or traditional for him.
No, he frames the choice as fundamentally necessary for survival and for prosperity.
And that's where the discussion pivots to probably its sharpest critique. The source directly takes aim at the 1960s women's liberation movement.
Yeah, claiming that movement pushed what he calls the highly damaging idea that you don't need no man.
That's a pretty strong claim.
It is, and his counterargument isn't really ideological. It's based purely on financial leverage.
Okay.
He doesn't argue against independence itself, but against the economic feasibility of it, maybe. His perspective is simple. Let's be real, today's economy makes partnership essential for stronger buying power.
So for him, a two-person union is basically the only efficient way to acquire property, build generational wealth in this current climate.
That seems to be his core economic argument.
Which explains why he follows this up with a really pointed challenge aimed at women who might be seeking this kind of protector and provider partner. He notes that common scenario where women, quote, demand a protector and provider but can't name what they bring to the table.
Oof. Yeah, that's a direct hit. It's basically demanding radical transparency and self-assessment in the dating market.
It really is.
The source is requiring women to see themselves and be seen as strategic contributors to a whole financial and familial enterprise, not just consumers of a man's provision. It's like a high-stakes accounting of value.
It certainly feels that way. And interestingly, the source does acknowledge the broader global perceived hierarchy of desirability.
Right. He notes that globally white men are seen as the most desirable.
Yeah, but then he immediately uses that reality to kind of filter his potential partners, asking essentially, what if the woman is not hung up on that perceived prestige?
It's strategic, isn't it? He's trying to find women who have maybe transcended that hierarchy or just bypass it altogether.
Preferring his specific offer.
Exactly. His offer of commitment, stability, family legacy over what he frames as just perceived societal status. It's a very calculated move, trying to secure a partner driven by his specific values.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This whole framework he's built, correcting the narrative, the clear roles, the economic necessity, it all leads to this final, very provocative question aimed right at the potential partner. The author asks, what would you invest to secure your own dark knight in shining armor?
Wow. The implication of framing finding a partner as an investment or a sacrifice, that's huge.
It changes the dynamic completely.
It really does. He transforms the search from, passive dating where you maybe wait to be chosen into this active strategic pursuit where the woman has to demonstrate her value, her commitment through tangible effort.
Or sacrifice.
It's demanding she pay a price, essentially. Maybe an effort, loyalty, perhaps literally moving her life.
To secure this very specific future he's offering.
Yeah. And after laying out this incredibly detailed philosophical and economic blueprint, we finally get to the man behind the vision. Right, we learn who he is.
The author is Ray Flourish. And his current location, Las Vegas, which he colorfully dismisses as the land of the mustard yellow piss dating pool.
Sleet chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, not pulling punches there. Clearly, he is ready for a drastic change, geographic and relational.
Definitely seems that way.
And his specific vision for that change is compelling precisely because it's so detailed. This isn't some vague promise of, oh, we'll be successful someday.
No, it's concrete.
Very concrete. He's offering a life built in Oregon's Willamette Valley. That includes property, starting a joint family business, and ensuring a deeply gratifying, intimate relationship. It's this picture of rural stability, contrasted sharply against the chaos he sees in Vegas.
And because that vision is so specific, the required qualifications for his partner, they're equally prescriptive.
Absolutely. This list acts as a really effective filter for his goals.
So what's on the list? He's explicitly looking for a woman who is childless, marriage-minded, possesses enthusiasm and patience, and this seems crucial, has no baby mama drama.
It's less like a dating profile and more like a detailed job spec, isn't it?
Exactly. For the co-founder of his life's legacy.
Yeah. And the focus on childless and no baby mama drama really signals an absolute priority for starting completely fresh, unburdened by past complications.
So all resources, all energy can go toward this future family they plan to build together.
That seems to be the idea. Clean slate.
And interestingly, despite the whole manifesto kicking off with this deep dive into the racial stereotypes faced by black men, Ray Flourish makes a, pretty strategic move near the end. He emphasizes his openness to interracial marriage for the woman who meets all those other stringent qualifications.
That's a really key detail, I think. It shows he's looking for a partner based on values, commitment, and circumstance, not primarily race.
Right.
And he lists specific groups he's open to: white, Latina, Asian, Moorish, Arab, Native American.
Or any blend, he says.
Yeah, or any blend. So by making that clear, he significantly broadens his potential pool while still keeping that laser focus on the required character traits. You know, the dedication, the willingness to relocate, the willingness to build.
He describes himself as being in his 40s, and he self-identifies as a hopeless romantic, even while admitting he's experienced setbacks and betrayals.
Builds a bit of vulnerability there.